behalf of Redemption Disc Golf, along with Brian Steele, my good friend. So we'll start out with putters. This one's not really in the bag. Not even gonna lie about that. Oh. Had to break out my backpack for the woods tomorrow. I usually carry a cart, but so when we go play the woods, I kind of do a backpack. It's just a little bit easier to carry around. So we'll start with putters. Throwing putters. I throw a lot of putters. My main putters are Lunas, max weight rubber blend Lunas. I like these a lot. I like the edge, nice and rounded. Feels really good in my hand. I like to say I'd make a lot of putts with them, but I can say I'd like to make a lot more putts with them. Keep two hards in there. One's a little more straight, even though I do throw those too. A lot in the woods. Flip to flat hyzers. They're more on the medium hard side. Also carry a nice soft one too. A little bit flexier. Get a nice just soft landing right at the basket if I'm facing a downhill or a runaway or something like that. A couple throwing putters, something new I put into the bag. Really haven't even played around with it. Just threw it in the field a little bit. Big Z Banger GT. Pretty cool disc just to kind of throw around with the friends. Just warm up with, or use it as kind of an overstable approach. Something a little more glidey than the zone. I'll get to those in a minute. Got a few of those in here. Two throwing putters. Big Z Luna. Love this disc. Got a couple of different ones. A couple 5 times with the aces on them. So keep this one in the bag right now. It's probably the most stable that we'll have all of them. This is actually the wife's disc. It's not mine, but it's pretty fun to throw. It's a little lighter weight. It's a Fierce Tour Series Paige Pierce Fierce. It's a cool disc. I don't know. It's just something to throw around with. Feels good in the hand too. Love zones. Keep a Big Z 4-time zone in the bag. Shout out to Michael Crutchfield for making a sweet trade with me way back in the day. Getting me this. It's been in the bag ever since I started playing about 2 years ago. Started back playing. Soft zone. Kind of took the place of the Jawbreaker zone. Super flippy, flimsy, throw it hard, goes very straight, a little finish at the end. Use it for just mainly approach shots, a lot of flicks, some little around the corners, just something to hit the ground, stick flat. Alright, so moving on to mid-ranges. I don't throw a whole lot of mids. Mainly throw a lot of buzzes. 4-time buzz, go to mid in the woods, in the open field. Slightly susceptible to wind. So when there's a little wind in there and I need something a little more stable, I'll pull out the Crystal Buzz. It's a pretty old one. It's like 2015 or something, I don't know. Great disc though, super stable. It's I can kind of crank on it a little bit. I know it's not going to flip over on me in the woods. Those are my more stable and straight mids. Understable Mid, this was one of the very first discs I ever had 20 some years ago. It's PFN DX Stingray. Super flippy. It's got some gashes in it. It's got a lot of life taken out of it, but it's still got life left in it too. Super great turnover disc. It's not a bomber. It doesn't go very far. Definitely holds a line. Okay, fairway drivers and kind of hybrid drivers. I throw a lot of fairways. At the bottom, something I've been throwing recently. This is a Pro D, but it's a Mantis. Slow fairway. Pretty straight, stable, a little bit of finish. It will flip, so it is a little susceptible to the wind. Step up from that, pretty straight flyer for me through the woods. Stalker, Big Z Stalker, love this disc. Very straight, throw it pretty hard. It just kind of flips up right straight, a little bit of fade at the end. Flip over just a little bit, but it holds pretty straight. To flippier stuff, a little bit flippier in these runs at 8-speed. This is the Discmania Proto Essence. I've thrown the Essence ever since it came out. I love it. It's super flippy, super glidey. You can throw it just as far as you can throw a Wraith or a Destroyer or something like that. This is an awesome disc. Very temperamental though. It is quite flippy. It does have some stability to it too, so it's a fun disc to throw. Kind of a flip to flat straight driver, Z Heat. It's an older run, super straight, flip to flat, cut a little bit right, come back down, crash back down to the left. Kind of hard to see in the woods sometimes with that tie-dye color, but I love that disc. It's a good one. a little more stable. Fairway, old PFN Firebird. My bag's pretty mixed too, if you haven't seen this. It's kind of all over the place. Not a lot of doubles in there, but I got a lot of doubles backups, you know. Love this Firebird. I've always had a Firebird in the bag. This one, pretty beat in, still very stable, but I use it for a lot of flick shots when I want to kind of flip it to flat, dump back over to the right. I always keep an Undertaker or two in the bag too. I really like the way an Undertaker flies. This one's a little more flippy. I feel like I need a little bit more flippiness. Not something so overstable. This one's pretty cool one. Nice Undertaker, ESP Undertaker. Onyx, one of my favorite discs to throw. I've had many of these. This is the one I've been throwing a lot lately. I mean, I can crank on this thing. I can get it to flip to flat, pan a little bit to the right, and definitely hard back. It's also good for big hyzer shots. Very good in the wind. Awesome in the wind out here on those windy days. Oh, and I don't really have these in the bag for tomorrow for my wood stuff, but these are more of my distance drivers that I carry. Bottom stamp Wraith. I always carried a Wraith. Love a Wraith. Whether it's a Pro, it's a Star. I'm not a big fan of the Champ plastic, but this one right here, it's max weight. I know what it's going to do. It's a great wind fighter. Throw it into a headwind, kind of flip up, come back. Great. Definitely throw a Wraith if you've never thrown a Wraith. I'm sure you've all thrown one. My main go-tos, here's the other ones. Here's the other ones that are hiding in here. I did put a couple in the bag. Hades. Love the Hades. Probably my main go-to driver. This one in particular, I find that some of these Hades runs are a lot more domey. For me, they flip up, they turn, they bomb, they crush, and they always pretty much finish back. Unless it's thrown into a crazy headwind, I'm probably not going to do that. But that is definitely one of my go-to drivers. If I need something overstable, Force for sure. Brian Hurdle hooked me up with this one a while back. Kind of a Hulk colored 4x Force. Extremely overstable. You're not turning this thing over at all. Super meaty. If I do want to get kind of a full flight out of something, get it to turn over, get it to come back, throw it into a headwind, no matter what, tailwind. Old Macbeth Grand Slam Destroyer. Macbeth and Sexton on there. The McBeach Challenge. Super fun disc to throw. It's been used quite a lot. Seen a lot of hands. First run Scorch. Been throwing that one lately a lot. It's kind of like a little bit slower Hades, a little bit faster heat. Somewhere in like the 350 to 450 range is what I'll throw this. But I need a lot of turn on it and then come back. Super great disc. Very pearly. I like this one a lot. I know Brian's been using it for skip shots and stuff. Come on in. Don't be shy. There's Brian right there. Last two discs I've been throwing a nuke a little bit lately. Trying to keep them in the bag for a little bit more big stable. Need something to really crash left. Fight the wind. Something I know is not going to go OB right or OB left either way. Flick or. I'm really not flicking a lot of things long distance. Colin will tell you that. So definitely a lot of backhand throws with that. Last but not least, roller disc. Pro Vulcan. This is a 168 Pro Vulcan. I've always liked the way the Vulcan feels in my hand. Just something with the edge of the rim. It's kind of weird, but I like the way it feels. Throw this sucker on a hyzer, it'll flip up and roll. Super fun disc to throw. So yeah, I keep a pretty mixed bag, but know your bag and it'll treat you well. So learn what you throw, know what you throw, and don't be afraid to always try something new. Appreciate you guys checking us out. Give us a follow, shoot us a subscribe if you haven't already. You guys have a great night.